Hello. The title of this podcast is What If I Don't Quit This Time? I often think about this when I am at the, I guess, cusp of suffering. Like I'm really clear that whatever has occurred, whatever the event is, that I have a choice. I've worked on myself enough to be aware that I have a choice to either take the road that leads to peace or take the road to lead to suffering. I don't care what it is. There's always kind of a question that I ask myself. And the question is what I potentially could feel now or am feeling in this moment. Do I want to feel this way a year from now, 6 months from now, the next day? And if the answer to no, I do not want to feel this way, and I start to say to myself that I need to take action until I don't feel this way. And the action that I've learned to take through the practice is not trying to immediately go and change or manipulate the external world to be a certain way so that I'm okay inside. I start with me. I start working on me first. And so if that's my starting point, I started to work on letting go of whatever my mind is saying is causing the problem, the narrative that is spinning, that sometimes it's not aligned with reality. For example, confusing somebody's intention with the action. Like we want people to consider our intention rather than the action when it comes to us, but we often fail to do the same thing and give people the benefit of the doubt and extend them grace. So in my case, what I think about is I think whatever my mind is saying about that particular action, that I am going to not listen to it in that moment because that is going to be a barrier for me to be peaceful. And there's action to be taken, then I take it then. So by asking this initial question, what if I want to feel like this at some future time? The answer is no, I don't. I take the action and I tell myself, then don't quit along the way. You can apply this to everything. Let's say somebody has a goal to be in great physical health, and that's related to nutrition or it's related to improved sleep or exercise. And then the alarm clock goes off when it comes to exercise and they don't get up. That's quitting. What if they don't quit when the mind says stay in bed or you don't have time or let's do it tomorrow? And the next time it says that, you don't listen either. You get up and you go about your business. You will get closer toward being someone whose word means something when they make a promise to themselves, when they make a commitment. The same thing goes with nutrition. You say to yourself that, hey, listen, I am going to eat in a way that's consistent with having optimal health. Then it's a birthday cake. Or it's another occasion. It's the holidays. But what about this relationship with your word? What if you don't quit this time? How much further along will you be to achieving your goal? So for me, those things are low-hanging fruit because I've been eating and exercising and sleeping in a way for a while now that is consistent with my goal and commitment to having optimal health. Now, what about my mental state, my mental health, my psyche, my consciousness? What about that? Now, that's something that I've come to over the last 7 years to begin to work on. And that is applying this practice and not quitting no matter what comes up. I don't care what somebody says. I don't care what they do. I don't care what the life situation is. I do not want to suffer in the future, or I don't want prolonged suffering. And if I don't want prolonged suffering, I don't want to feel this a month from now, 6 months from now, years from now, then I'm not quitting this time, no matter what happens. And so I ask you this. Whatever's going on with your life, whatever the coworker or colleague that's doing to trigger you, whatever your significant other is doing or isn't doing that's bothering you, whatever, or your mind, whatever your mind is saying that's bothering you, whether it's anxious thoughts, obsessive thinking, being bogged down by worry and ruminations, what if you said that I'm going to work on myself, whether it be meditation or some kind of practice, that I'm not going to quit? I'm going to work on it every single day. And for me, it became that simple. I'm working on this every single day. It wasn't even about, when will I finally get there to where I can experience peace? It was, I know the way that I've been doing it in the past has not offered me any peace, only suffering. Every once in a while, something would enter my consciousness, something would happen, the team that I root for will win a game, or somebody will give me an unexpected gift or kindness, and then that will take me out of my thinking, that negative narrative or that normal state of being at the mercy of what happens to me or happens in life. In those little breaks, I would be free of my suffering, but it would come back with like a force. And so I didn't want to experience it anymore. I wanted sustained inner peace. I want to be turned on by everything, not just the few things that line up with my expectations of how the world needs to be. So, because of that deep rooted goal, that deep rooted desire to be peaceful, I began saying that no matter what happens, I'm not quitting. And so over time, every time something has come up, I said to myself, we're not quitting. We're not quitting. And here we are. That most of my experience in life, I do so. I have these experiences rooted in peacefulness, letting things go, not letting my mind get in the way, not complicating life. So when I have a problem, I'm really good about keeping it to one problem, not making it two or three by being bothered inside about whatever is occurring. So I invite you to ask yourself, whatever it is that you want to experience in life that brings you joy, that is aligned with you having quality of life, deeper, richer relationships. What if you didn't quit on working on yourself this time?